those vegan guys. Thank you.
You are the sunshine of my life. That's why I'll always be around. Hello, beautiful people. Yet another little kitchen vlog. As always, and I'm never sure how long these are going to be, but I do like to spend a bit of time with you, you know, set up my little set. Gives me a purpose, gives me something to do, and I'm feeling very limited vlog-wise at the moment because, you know, it's shopping vlogs are a mainstay for us. If this is the first video you're seeing of ours, do check our shopping vlogs playlist up there. Oh, we do a lot of shopping in normal times when the world isn't being ravaged by a pandemic and everybody's a bit frightened. I've been chatting to our wonderful moderators today. Hi Kelly, hi Lauren, hi Bobby. You will know them as Hedge Rider, Kelly, and Bohemian Bee. About how, and to Stuart this morning actually, me and Stuart had a lovely long chat this morning on the phone, just kind of putting the world to rights. And it's really weird because it's feeling like we are more connected right now whilst we're all social distancing and self-isolating, because we're reaching out more, be it through phone calls or WhatsApp or, you know, other kind of messages. It would be great if I could get used to this Discord thing, which is like a chat thing. I just can't get my head around it. I've tried with other people's, but I'd have one if it was possible. But yeah, it feels like this is going to be a really random thing to say, and I get that. Trust me, I get that. But because I'm not saying that I in any way am happy that this is happening to the world at the moment. But is it what we needed? Is it exactly what we needed? Was the world becoming so distant and disposable? The disposable thing, I'm not just talking about things wrapped in single-use plastics, although in supermarkets right now those are the things I would be going for personally rather than loose items. Cast assertions, I call it caution. But yeah, it seems, does anyone remember years ago? I'm sure many of you remember years ago when a movie came out at the cinema and you really loved it, and you'd wait for about a year for it to come out on video or you know, eventually DVD, and then you'd buy it and you'd watch it to death. And the same with albums, you know, we'd buy albums and we'd kind of wallow in them for hours, days, weeks, months even. And we really, it's not that people these days don't appreciate anything. That's not what I'm alluding to here. What I'm saying is, because there is so much, because there's an abundance of things constantly, new music, new movies, new books, new fashion, new shades, new styles, new cuts, we're always reaching out for the new. Oh, that was a good movie, what's next? Oh, we've got to the moon, where next? And something like this comes along and it kind of forces you to slow down and pull back and take stock of your life and how it normally runs. And so even on Facebook, which I know a lot of you really don't like, and I'm still unfortunately addicted to, as cruel as it can be sometimes. I'm seeing people post more about themselves and the way they're feeling and their hopes and their fears right now than ever before, whereas some of them may have been very kind of, not shallow, but disposable posts about our disposable society and media appetite. Just finding it all very interesting and actually feeling closer and more connected myself to our aforementioned mods. And even to Stuart, who normally I would have been seeing Stuart today. Stuart would be down tonight as a rule, and we'd be filming for the fortnight. Tomorrow, as you know, we're having a little break from that wisely. Our last episode of Frock the Fortnight, for those of you that haven't seen it, is linked up there. But for the record, by the way, it isn't just those vegan guys that have a recipes playlist. The vegan queens have a recipes and randoms playlist, but the recipes in there, there's focaccia bread, tofu egg mayonnaise, scrambled tofu, sweet and savoury scones, there's all sorts. There's loads. I'll link the playlist up there, because it's one that doesn't appear on the channel. Even if you're on a desktop, you have to go to create a playlist to see it. So yeah, I'll link it up there. So yeah, I'm still in a slightly cautious state. Still a little bit concerned. Jason hasn't been given the all clear to work from home, so he must go to work for now. Not very pleased about that, but hey. Because this evening, if you're watching this on Wednesday the 18th, sorry, Wednesday the 18th of March 2020, then this evening at 9 PM GMT, we're having a live chat. We've called it a pandemic party. And just in case you no, I won't put the link for that, because then that will be defunct afterwards. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going to get my head around the vlogs that I can do as I would a kitchen vlog. I'm trying to get in touch with the author of The Universe Doesn't Give a Flying Fuck About You, so that I can ask his permission to read the book, because it's a free book. And if I can, I should definitely do that as a vlog. But what will be coming up soon is another of my favourite movies, music and books. But this morning, while I was kind of pondering that idea, I was going through my bookshelves and I came across this little beauty, which is the Best of Manchester Poets Volume 2 by Puppy Wolf. I believe it's £9.99 online, an anthology. And there is a poem in here, one of mine. And I'm sure that Stuart won't mind my telling you, Stuart and I have been friends now for 11 years. And just over 11 years actually. And I loved Stuart very dearly as a friend from the first time we became friends. which is a funny story, by the way. I went to see him in Rent. He's playing Tom Collins. And he was brilliant. And then I was in the bar afterwards, and he came out, and he was just Stuart. Obviously, he was no longer the character, so he was himself. And I was like, he's a big gay like me. And I walked up to him and said, "Hi, I'm Paul. Just wanted to tell you you were absolutely fabulous, and that we're going to be friends." Then I invited him to my wedding, because it was only a few weeks after that. We've been friends ever since. Anyway, Stuart had a relationship that was, like we all have in life, that was reasonably destructive on both sides. And I kind of was watching it happen from a distance, wanting to say something but not wanting to intervene. And it was quite... Anyway, I wrote this poem about that situation, and it got submitted to this book, and it was included. Where am I? I'm in here somewhere. Page 167, I believe. Yes, I'm wearing contacts, and yes, I still have to wear glasses if I'm reading something. Oh no, it's not 167 at all. It's 179. There's the poem. It's called Beside. So I'll read you this. I see you now. Not all that you once were, at least no longer to the physical eye, but intact still. I wonder this and that and that and this, whether my right to wonder or not. I do. Maybe a poem would break the spell, or shell, the film, the field, the barrier, behind which, beyond which, through which you reside intact. I still believe. Whether it is my right to believe or not, I do. I can, remain here, where I have been for some time, and wait. Though it is not a place or time, simply a state. You may need a hand to take the leap. I dare not push too much, but I still have to push some. Whether it is my right to push or not, I do. Not hoping or wanting or waiting for a crack, unless it is one made with your own conscious and decisive and realistic thoughts. That crack I would be happy to see, but would not want to suggest or impress or invite. At least not from me, or for me, or in any way because of me. And maybe you are happy in there, and maybe one day I will realise this, and the state will end, and the wait will end, and a different path will be walked. Still near, or aside, and when needed, behind. Just, in some ways, different. I am, after all, a friend. So yeah, that was one I wrote a while ago. That was when I was just kind of discovering that poetry didn't have to rhyme. Do you know what I mean? I used to be a kind of four-line perverse. Do you know what I mean? Things used to have to have a rhythm or a beat for me, and then I realised that what I would call prose was still actually poetry. It was the creative writing that made it what it was, not the fact that it might be written in verses or written to rhyme. So yeah, there's that. And I can't remember whether, I think one of my poems is in the first anthology as well, or the third. I can't remember, love. and I can't even remember what that one was. But I've read a lot of poems over the years. I enjoy writing things. I enjoy talking about things. Oh, you could have, what's the saying? You could have fooled us, Paul. Couldn't even think of the saying then. So yes, this evening at 9 p.m. Oh, we're having a live chat with via live cheese taste test. Two little things I wanted to mention though in this, which I thought to be very interesting. Number one, I saw an article the other day about how the air above Italy had cleared incredibly. Then I saw somebody else in, I think it was in America, who had some kind of device, like an air reading device that was always red around this particular area where they lived and had been green for days. Then this morning I read that the canals in Venice had cleared up because of the lack of tourism. Not that I am in any way supportive of the way it came about, but is this what the planet needed? For us all to just step back for a minute and look at things. I mean, let's not forget that all of the coronaviruses and related illnesses have come from animals and from human consumption of animals. Like I said in a vlog a few weeks ago, when we were first talking about all this, and many of you will remember, and other people have started talking about it now. I saw it from somebody else, it wasn't my thing, that carnivorous is an anagram of coronavirus. And I know that we don't learn lessons well. I mean, the Titanic sank in 2012 and we still never learned our lesson about the class divide. So I know it takes us a while as humans, not individually though. See, the more people that kind of get it and start talking about it, talking about the planet and the animals and how we seem to be on this continually destructive cycle where we're cutting down the Amazon rainforests to make, which are the lungs of the earth, the Amazon rainforest, they call it the lungs of the earth. We're cutting them down to make grazing land for cattle so that we can feed them 16 pounds of grain, soy usually. People say, oh, we're growing far too much soy. I completely agree as a vegan, absolutely. And more than 90% of it is being fed to cattle. That's what it's grown for, mainly. If that stopped, there'd be 90% less soy on the earth. So yeah, we cut down the lungs of the earth to feed the cattle with food that could feed humans, and we use 16 pounds of soy to create 1 pound of cow flesh, conveniently called beef. And then suddenly something like this comes along, which comes directly from humans eating animals. Again, another one, again. And it's so severe this time that we're being asked to self-isolate and socially distance. And because we do that, the earth starts to clean up. Just like she's saying, here's what happens when you don't do what you do. And I hope that after all this is over, we don't just go back to industry at the level it is, and tourism at the level it is, and animal agriculture at the level it is. I hope that we take stock of what's happened, acknowledge that in some ways being isolated made us closer, made us want to reach out more to each other, made us want to connect and share our feelings and not attack or belittle or put down, but embrace, emotionally at least, each other. And I hope that we see that if we just have breaks in those polluting factors, that the earth can and does recover. Climate change maybe isn't inevitable. Maybe if we give the earth a chance to heal, if we give ourselves a chance to heal, we can all heal together. And retain the closeness. It's funny, you know, I had a thought for it. This would be the perfect time to make a short film. I had a beautiful idea for a little short film with two guys on a bus, starting with a diary input from this one guy saying, you know, like, it's been a few months now, still getting the bus to work, they're still running public transport, but you've got to sit at least 3 seats apart, you know, this kind of thing. And then he gets on the bus and he goes upstairs and he sits at the back, and then this other guy gets up and sits like 3 seats in front of him, and he just turns around and starts having a conversation, which is something this guy never would have done, and this guy would have never been open to. And they have, you know, I wanted to kind of epitomise what was happening that hour, that in our distance, in some ways it's bringing us closer. I know I've said it loads of times now, so I'll stop repeating myself. But hey, I hope you're all well. On yesterday's vlog, which I'll link up there, which is the second one I did about the kind of what we're all doing and how it's, you know, how best to keep ourselves safe and everything. And it was just a nice kitchen vlog and a nice chat. In that one, I have no idea what I was going to say. My mind races, trying to get stuff out, so I've got no idea what I was going to say. But maybe I was just going to say watch that, because there's something important in it, but I can't remember what it was now. So yeah, just maybe watch it. Maybe that's what I was going to say. I knew there was an important bit. Right, if you open the vlog that I did yesterday that I've just linked up there, I have now pinned, one of our lovely subscribers gave us a link to a Google Doc, which has a huge list of Facebook support groups, UK, I think it's only UK, and you can click your area. If you need a support group, check that link out on that vlog. There you go. Jason and I will be with you at 9 PM this evening. Or are you hearing this 10 years from now? Am I dead? I hope not. I hope I'm still here. But if you are watching this 10 years from now, it were a good live chat. We made a right good taste test of that cheese. I don't know that's happening this evening. Anyway, lovely to chat to you all. Please keep your chins up, stay positive. Gonna be vlogging, doing lives, stay connected, find a support group if you need one, wash your hands, don't be afraid to ask for help, be excellent to yourself and each other. Bloody love you. And myself.
Really hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do like and subscribe, it helps us out loads.
It really does. And check down there in the description because you'll find loads of links. The 2 ways that you can best support us to keep this channel going are through becoming a patron on our Patreon down there in the description, or buying our merch, darling. Fabulous link down there. We deal with a fabulous vegan company called Vegan Original. Check it out, guys.